Welcome. I'm so glad you're able to join me today. This yoga session is what I call your game day yoga routine. So if you've got something really important happening today, maybe it's a job interview you want, maybe it's a race that you're going to be in, or some other kind of activity that requires you to show up with your A game, this is the yoga routine that's going to get you moving and get you there and get you in the right headspace. So I developed this yoga routine for a friend of mine who was racing, ski racing in Italy. And yes, she brought home 3 golds and a bronze, and you can read all about it in the description below. I won't take up your time telling you the story here, but it is a great story, and I hope you take the time to have a quick read. So if you're in something comfy already to get started, that's great. If not, press pause, go and get into something you can move around in, and we'll get started right away. So come on down to your mat. We're going to start on our back, and we're going to land about halfway on our mat here. So as you're working your way down to the mat, go ahead and either have your legs straight or you can bend them. Tuck your chin into your chest as you roll down. If you need to grip with your elbows on the way down, go ahead and do that as well. So as you come down, tuck your elbows in, come on down to corpse pose. We'll just get started. Land nice and softly on the mat. Bring your feet about hip width apart and have your palms landed facing up to the sky. Take nice deep inhalation into the belly. And take a nice full complete exhalation. So we'll be syncing our breath with our movements as we go. I will be prompting you when to inhale and exhale as we move through the poses. So go ahead and take another big inhale. That's the way. Breathe deeply into the belly and exhale as you soften. Just take any tension out of the body. You got this. Good work. Take another big inhale. And on the next exhale, now just bend your right knee and bring your right knee to chest. We're going to start with opening the pelvis. Interlace your fingers and cross the tops of your right knee. And on your exhales, you're going to pull that right knee in towards the chest just a little bit more. So keep looking straight up at the sky. Keep your elbows tucked in nice and tight to the body. Take another big inhale. And exhale as you pull that right knee in towards you just a little bit more. That's the way. Really opening up the hips. Good. And on your next inhale, now straighten out the right leg. Exhale, bend the left knee. Bring the left knee to chest. Once again, interlace your fingers across the tops of the left knee. And on the exhale, just pull that left knee in towards the chest a little bit more. Good. Keep the right leg straight out in front. Keep looking straight up at the sky, taking those nice big inhales as you give your left knee a big hug. Full complete exhale. Good. We'll switch it up and do one more time on each side. Go ahead and inhale to straighten up the left leg. Exhale, bend the left knee. The right knee. Bring the right knee up to your chest. Once again, pull that right knee in towards you on the exhale. Good. So you'll feel that natural resistance point. Just pull past that a little bit more. It's going to open up the pelvis and really start warming up the engine, as I say. Good. Take another big inhale. And a full, complete exhale. Good. Now inhale to straighten out the right leg. Exhale, bend the left knee. Bring the left knee up to your chest. Interlacing the fingers across the tops of the left knee and exhaling to pull it down towards you. Once again, keep a firm hug on that knee, keeping the elbows tucked in nice and tight, looking straight up at the sky, taking the big inhale. And a full, complete exhale, pulling that knee in just towards you a little bit more to open up the pelvis. That's the way. Good. Inhale now to straighten up the left leg. And exhale, return to corpse. Beautiful. And now from here, go ahead and bend your knees. Have your feet flat on the floor and have your feet about hip width apart. Now we're going to just check to make sure that your ankles and your feet aren't too far away from the body. So just so you can flick your heels with your fingertips. That's about how far away you want your feet to be. We're going to go into some nice pelvic tilts to keep warming up. Take your middle finger, place it on top of your hip bone, and take your thumb and place it on top of your bottom rib cage, or bottom rib, I should say. So go ahead on your inhale. You're going to arch your back up to the sky. And on your exhale, now you're going to curl your spine back down to the mat as you press each vertebrae in as you go. Really press that low back into the mat. Good. Inhale to a nice big arch. So just allow your elbows to be nice and soft by your sides, landed on the mat. Exhaling to curl the spine back down onto the mat, pressing each vertebrae as you go, really pressing that low back into the mat. Press. Squeeze the navel down toward the spine. That's the way. Good. Inhale to another nice big arch. So it's a nice fluid, little easy movements just to get the spine warmed up. Exhale as we curl down. That's right. Pressing each vertebrae in as you go, pressing it down hard. Good. Inhale last time to a nice big arch. And exhaling to curl the spine back down. Curl it on down. That's the way. Pressing each vertebrae in as you go. Squeezing the navel down toward the spine. Good. And inhale to neutral. And release your arms down by your sides. Now this time you can have your palms down on the mat. We're going to press up into bridge pose. So keep your feet right where they are. Make sure you can touch your heels with your fingertips. We don't want the feet too far away from the body. It'll put too much strain on the low back. Take another nice big inhale. And on the exhale now, you're going to lead with your tailbone. Start to peel your back up off the mat. Come on up into a high arch, pressing up as high as you go. Now get up onto your shoulders. Now, if you can interlace your fingers under the body, that's great. If you can't, just have your hands firmly pressed into the mat. Take a big inhale when you get here. Beautiful. Exhale. Now take the shoulders out to the sides and start to work your way back onto the mat. So start at the top of your back. Keep the tailbone tucked up. It's going to be the last thing to land. Start pressing each vertebrae in as you work your way back down toward the mat. Press all those vertebrae in. Press that lower back into the mat. Good. Inhale to a nice big release. And a full, complete exhale. Good. We're going to press into one more bridge pose. So keep your feet right where they are. Take another big inhale as you step into grace. Exhale now to peel your back up off the mat, leading with the tailbone, lifting the hips high up to the sky. Good. Go ahead and interlace those fingers under the body if you're able to. Press up nice and high. Now lock it in on a big inhale. Pressing down, exhale it out, hold it. Take another nice deep inhalation. Beautiful work. Go ahead now and take the shoulders out to the sides. Start to work your way back onto the mat, starting at the top of the back once again, keeping the tailbone tucked up. Start working your way down. So you're pressing each vertebrae into the mat as you go. Press. That's the way. Good. Really press that low back into the mat when you get down to the bottom, and inhale to a nice big release. And exhale fully and completely. That's the way. Good. And from here now, we're just going to walk our feet toward the center a little bit of the mat. Take your left ankle and place it on top of your right knee. We're going to go into reclined pigeons. So keep it looking straight up the sky as you take a nice big inhale. And on the exhale now, pick your right knee up and start bringing your right knee to your chest, like so. That's the way. Now, if you can thread the needle, take your left hand in underneath your left leg. Interlace both your fingers on top of your right knee or below the right knee, whichever is available to you. Go ahead and take those nice big inhales. And on the exhale, now you're just going to
pull that right knee in towards you just a little bit more. You're gonna really open up the left hip here. Go ahead and take another big inhale. Exhale to pull that right knee in towards you. And if you want to press away with your left elbow into the crook of your left knee as you're pulling the right knee towards you, may certainly do that. It'll give you a little bit deeper of a stretch in the hip. Good. Hold it nice and firm for one more deep inhalation. And on your exhale, then go ahead and slowly release your foot back down to the mat. Good. Uncurl the left leg from the right knee. And let's set ourselves up for the other side. So go ahead and take your right ankle, place it on top of your left knee. Beautiful. Take another big inhale. And on the exhale, pick up the left knee and bring it toward the chest. Good. And go ahead now, once again, thread the needle with your right arm underneath the left, or the right leg, excuse me. Right arm under left leg. Interlace your fingers across the tops of your left knee. And on your exhales, you're going to pull that left knee in towards you a little bit more, really opening up the right hip this time. And once again, if it's available to you, go ahead and press your right elbow into the crook of your right knee and open it up a little bit more as you pull the left knee towards you. So there's a lot of little working parts here to really open up the hip. Go ahead and take a big inhale as you look straight up the sky. Exhale to pull that knee in towards you just a little bit more. Go ahead and release any tension out of the right hip. Beautiful work. And on your next inhale, go ahead now and to release the left knee. Bring the left foot back to the mat. Slowly come out of the pose. That's the way. And uncurl the right knee. Beautiful. Now go ahead and recenter or reposition your feet once again, so where you can flick your heels with your fingertips. We're going to warm up the core a little bit here and cement your constitution, as it were, or your willpower. Go ahead and interlace your fingers, bring them behind the back of your head, and just catch the weight of your head under the bony part. Keep your elbows back. We're not going to curl them forward. We're going to keep them back towards the floor. You're going to press up, keep looking straight up the sky. So you're going to press your chin up towards the sky. This is a yogi sit-up. So we're not curling, we're just pressing. So let's do an inhale, exhale, press up. Inhale, come down. 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 Exhale, press up. You got it. Let's do this a couple more times. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Let's go to 20 if you can. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. 3 more. 2 more. 1 more. And go. Nice work. Release your head back down on the mat. Release your hands back down to your side. Go ahead and straighten out your legs. Come on back into corpse pose. Bringing your palms to facing straight up at the sky, and take a big inhale. Nice work. Just rest it out a minute. We'll move on to the next section. Take another nice big inhale. And a full, complete exhale. That's the way. Rest it out and release it all to the mat. You got it. Beautiful. And on your next inhale now, go ahead and just bend your knees. Scoot yourself over to one side of your mat or the other. We're going to roll ourselves over onto our side and make our way onto all fours. So press up. Take your time if you've been laying down and work your way around. Good. Now from here, we're going to land with our hands directly below our shoulders. And our knees are directly below our hips. We're coming into the tabletop position. Inhale as you look straight down at your mat.
Exhale to keep your elbows nice and soft. We're going to work into our cat-cows. So go ahead on your next inhale, drop the belly and lift the head. Come on into cow. Go ahead on your exhale. Start to curl your forehead down towards your thighs. Press into the mat and arch your back up to the sky. Good. Inhale, release. Drop the belly, lift the head. Exhale to curl forward. That's the way. Curl it on down. Press, pressing into the mat. Tuck in the tailbone. Arch your back up to the sky. Good. Inhale, release. Drop the belly, lift the head. So it's fluid, little easy movements to warm up the spine. Exhale, curl it on down. That's the way. Curl your forehead down towards your thighs as you arch your back. Tucking in the tailbone, squeeze your navel up toward your spine. Good. Inhale, release. Last time. Drop the belly, lift the head. And exhale to curl forward. That's the way. Curl it on down. Press, pressing in the mat as you go. Really squeezing your navel up toward the spine, tucking in the tailbone. Good. And inhale, release to neutral. And exhale. Beautiful work. Now from here, we're going to go into an extended waiting puppy. Take one step forward with your right hand, one step forward with your left hand. Drop down to your elbows where your hands were and follow all the way down to the mat, either with your forehead to start. And if you want to go a little bit deeper, you can go ahead and take your chin down to the mat. So that's a little bit deeper stretch. Take a nice big inhale, and on the exhale, just letting your chest sink down towards the mat, really opening up the shoulders here. Good. Take another big inhale. And a full, complete exhale. Nice work. Take another big inhale. And exhale. Good. And on your next inhale, now start to work your way back up into all fours. Walk your hands back. Come on back to the starting position, tabletop position. Beautiful. Now from here, go ahead once again, inhale to look straight down at your mat. And now from here, we're going to exhale, kick back the left leg and raise the right arm. We're going to come into what's called a balancing table. Now from here, feel like somebody's pulling on your wrist, pulling on your ankle as you take a big inhale. Lengthen it up as you look straight down the mat. Exhale, return to starting position. Good. Inhale once again to lengthen up the spine. Exhale, kick back the right leg and raise the left arm. So feel like somebody's pulling on your wrist, pulling on your ankle. Hold it, lifting, lifting, lifting. Exhale, return to starting. Return to tabletop. Good. We're going to switch it up and do one more time on each side. Take another big inhale. Exhale, kick back the left leg, raise the right arm. Come on back. Good. Really feel like you're stretching it out here, engaging the abdominals. As you lift, 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 hold, 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 and exhale, return to starting. And once again, inhale to look straight down at your mat. Exhale to kick back the right leg and raise the left arm. Good. Inhale to nice lengthening up. Holding steady, engaging the abdominals. Good. And exhale, return to starting position. Beautiful. From here, we're going to go into thread the needle to loosen up and take any stresses out of the shoulders. Inhale to look straight down at your mat. Exhale, take your right hand, slide it in behind your left wrist, straight out toward in front of you. Lower yourself down onto the mat with the side of your head, the right side of your head. Good. And now go ahead and release. Take your left hand and place it on top of your right hand and inhale the left arm up overhead. Now, if you want to go a little bit deeper, go ahead and bind the left arm behind you. If not, if that's not available to you, just keep it straight up in the air. Take a big inhale and exhale, a very deep shoulder release. Good. Take another nice deep inhalation with a little twist here, shoulder release with the twist. Good, and on your exhale, now go ahead and return your left hand down to in front of your face and press up to all fours. Beautiful, that's up. Inhale, looking straight down the mat to lengthen your spine once again. Exhale, now take the left hand, slide it in behind your right wrist and lower yourself down to the mat. Taking the right hand on top of the left hand, inhale it up overhead. And exhale, go ahead and bind it behind you if it's available to you. Take a nice big inhale from here. Exhale to release any tension of the shoulders as much as you can. Not the most comfortable position, but highly effective. Let's linger here for one more cycle of breath as you take another big inhale. And a full, complete exhale. Good. Now we inhale the right arm right up overhead. Exhale to bring the right palm down in front of the face and press up to all fours once again. Good work. Inhale once again to look straight down at the mat. And exhale it out. Now from here, just walk your knees 2 steps back. Walk your hands 2 steps forward. Keep your elbows tucked in nice and tight. You're going to lower yourself down onto the mat, onto your stomach. Good. Now go ahead and keep your hands right where they are. Just slide them back a little bit so they're right below your shoulders. Keep your arms tucked in nice and tight to the body. We're going to inhale up into a cobra. So as you inhale, you're going to swoop your nose up toward the sky. Start to press up a little bit with your hands, just to come into a midi cobra, nothing serious. Good. Exhale, come forward. Inhale once again, swoop the nose up toward the sky. Press up a little bit more. Keep the lower limbs nice and released. Exhale as you come forward. Good. Inhale once again, swoop that nose up toward the sky. Press up a little bit more. Into cobra, you'll feel the low back release. Go ahead and exhale to come forward. And one last cobra. If you want to go a little bit deeper, you can go ahead and slide your hands back a little bit more. That'll lift you a little bit higher if it's available. If not, just keep your hands right where you are. Inhale to swoop that nose up toward the sky. Press up a little bit more. Exhale to come forward. Good work. And from here now, come on up onto your elbows. Come on up to your elbows. Just have your hands straight out in front, facing towards the top of your mat. As you inhale, you're going to pick your head up and to look straight forward. Come on into Sphinx. So that's just going to stretch out a little higher up on the back than the cobra. Good. Take the inhales as you puff your chest forward. Looking straight ahead. Exhale. Lower yourself back down to the mat. Slide your hands back down to beneath your shoulders. And now on your next, take a big inhale. And on your next exhale, now you're going to press up, and then come all the way back onto your haunches. So just tap your big toes together behind you. Come to sit back on your heels, and then drape yourself right forward on your mat. So drape yourself right over your thighs. Bring your forehead to the mat and bring them as close to your knees as you can. Now from here, you can go ahead and either curl your arms down by your sides. It's going to give you a really nice stretch across the tops of your back between the shoulder blades. If you prefer, you can also take your arms up overhead. And that's going to give you a nice relax and stretch in the lower back area.
So you can feel it out for yourself, decide what's good and what's best for you today. Take those nice deep inhalations now into the low back and belly. On your exhales, just release all the tension over your legs. Just release all the tension. Best you can. That's the way. Take another nice big inhale. Full, complete exhale. That's the way. And we'll linger here for one more nice cycle of breath. Take that nice deep inhalation. And a full, complete exhalation. Release, release, release. That's the way. Good. Inhale, now come back up to all fours. Come on back up to all fours. Walk your hands forward a little bit, landing with your hands directly below the shoulders. And now we're going to go into a nice downward dog. So take your feet out to the sides, dig in the toes. Inhale to look straight down at your mat. Exhale, start picking up the knees and hips. Come on into a downward dog. Walk your feet back or forward and try to land your heels on the mat. If your heels don't land on the mat, that's okay. It's just fine. They will eventually. It's just a matter of getting a little bit more flexibility in the calf muscles. Good. Just allow your head and chest to bob towards the mat. Just take all the tension out. Let your head hang. Take a nice big inhale. And a full, complete exhale. Really nice toning for the vagus nerve too, which also strengthens your constitution. Not to mention all the other health benefits you get from having a nice toned vagus nerve, like a steady heart rate, blood pressure, digestion are all regulated by the vagus nerve. Good. Take an inhale as you look up toward the top of your mat. Exhale, now just tap your knees back down onto your mat. Swing your feet over to one side or the other and come on into sitting. Take your time. You've just been into an inversion pose, so take your time as you come around. Now from here, we're going to stretch out this hamstrings a little bit more and really work the lower body. So inhale as you sit up nice and tall. Exhale, bend the left knee. Take the sole of your left foot, place it to the inside of your right leg. So your right leg is straight out in front. Bring your toes towards you a little bit. Your left foot is either above the knee or below the knee. We try to stay away from being right on the knee. Now, as you inhale, sweep your arms right on up overhead to 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, little stretch up at the top. Exhale, come forward. And as you come forward, I want you to aim for the inside of the right leg. That's the way. Inside of the right leg. That's going to keep our spine nice and straight. We don't want us twisting our spine in this particular pose. So this is just a bent knee forward fold. Take another big inhale. And exhale fully and completely, allowing your head to hang. So once you get as far down as you can go, just allow your head and neck to go soft. Good. Inhale deeply into the low back and belly. Try to take as much tension out of the body as you can. We pack a lot of tension in the legs and the big muscles in our hamstrings and the hips. We want to make sure we've got those areas nicely stretched out before we go on to our next challenge in the day. Take a big inhale. And a full, complete exhale. Allowing the head to hang. That's the way. Good work. Good. Now on your next inhale, just start to walk your hands back. Come on back up into sitting. And exhale fully and completely. And from here, take your hands to either side of the body. So I've got my right hand on the right side, left hand behind me. I'm going to unweight myself and pull that
left foot up to high up into the top of the right leg. We're going to inhale once again, nice and tall to sit up. Exhale, now flip your right hand over, palm side up, slide it down the inside of the right leg. You might only get to this far, and that's fine. Go ahead now and inhale the left arm up overhead. Take your time on this. It's a very deep stretch. Take a big inhale and an exhale. So if you can press yourself and rotate up toward the sky so you can look up the sky, that's great. Don't strain this pose, but just see where you're at. Those big inhales and exhales. Good. Keep looking up the sky. Take one more cycle of breath. And exhale. Good work. And on your next inhale, now straighten up the left arm. Allow it to guide you back up to center. And then take your left leg and bring it down to meet your right leg. Once again, inhale to sit up nice and tall. Exhale, now bend the right knee. Bring the sole of your right foot to the inside of the left leg. Inhale to sit up nice and tall as you sweep your arms up overhead to 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Little pick up at the top. Exhale, hinge forward from the hips. Good. And once again, aim for the inside of the right leg to keep the spine nice and straight. That's the way. Good. Take your time on this. Very deep stretch. Take those big inhales. Exhale to take any tension out of the right hip and of the right leg. That's the way. Really opening up that right hip at this point. And also stretching the left hamstring. It's kind of this is very much a 2-4 kind of pose, which many of them are, of course. Get many benefits out of one pose. Take another big inhale. And a full, complete exhale. All just sink down. Good. Let's linger here for one more cycle of breath. Nice deep inhalation. And a full, complete exhalation. Beautiful work. Inhale now to start walking your hands back. Come on back up to sitting. And exhale it out. Good. And once again, now take your left hand to the left side of the body, right hand to the right side of the body behind you. Unweight yourself. Pull that right leg up to the high and the top of the left leg. Inhale to sit up nice and tall. Exhale, flip the left hand over and slide it down the inside of the left leg. Good. Inhale now the right arm up overhead. And exhale it out. And once again, if you could press away with the left elbow to rotate toward the sky, that's fine if it's available to you. If not, don't strain it. Just take those nice deep inhalations. Feel that beautiful side body stretch and a release. Good. And let's linger here for one more cycle of breath. Big deep inhale. Full complete exhale. And inhaling now to straighten up the right arm. Pull yourself back up to center. And bring your exhale to bring your right leg back down to meet the left leg. Beautiful. And now that we've done all those twists on the spine, we're going to straighten it out with a forward bend. So go ahead and bend your knees a little bit when we're going to do a forward bend. You can start with your knees bent. If you start with them straight, you sometimes get a little bit too much resistance from the hamstrings. So just start with them a little bit bent. Dig in your toes, dig in your heels and pull your toes towards you just to engage the thighs a little bit. Take a big overhead inhale to 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Straighten it right up at the top. Exhale, hinge forward from the hips. Keep your low back nice and straight so we don't put any pressure, undue pressure on the lumbar. Now, once you get down to a certain point, maybe it's only about like so, you can just go ahead and straighten out the legs now. Good. Go ahead and as you work your way down towards the mat a little bit more. That's good. And once you get down to about as far as you can go, just allow your head and neck to go soft. And take those nice deep inhalations into the low back and belly. And exhale completely and fully. Allow the head and neck to go soft. That's the way. Good. Take those nice deep inhalations. A full, complete exhalation. Just give it time to release, release. You can even silently say that to yourself on the exhale, just to coax the muscles along. Good. Our, um, our hamstrings are notoriously stubborn muscles to want to stretch. So you might have to talk softly and nicely to them. Maybe a little begging might help. I'm not sure. But certainly regular practice will get them to start to soften and give you a little bit more flexibility. The beautiful and the good news is that the muscles also have a tremendous memory. So once you've stretched them out to a certain point, they do remember they were there. And although they might be a little resistant, it's possible to achieve what you once had years ago. Good, so take those nice big inhales. Exhale to allow the head and neck to go soft. That's the way. Any tension out of the body as much as you can. Good work. Inhale now to walk the hands back nice and slowly as you come out of the forward bend. Sit up nice and tall. And exhale it out. Beautiful. And now from here, just go ahead and swing your knees to one side of the mat or the other. Work your way back down onto all fours. Once again, landing with your hands right below your shoulders, knees below your hips, and we're going to press back into a downward dog once again. So go ahead and dig in your toes. Take them out to the sides of your mat and dig in the toes. Take a big inhale. Exhale to start to pick your knees and hips up off the ground. Walk it back and land on your heels. Good, if that's available to you. If it's not, that's okay too. You can be up on your heels. Eventually they'll start to come down. You can do a little pedaling out here at this point. You don't have to be necessarily stagnant. Go ahead and just pedal it out a little bit. That's the way. Get a little bit of movement going. Do a little sway from side to side. This is really good for skiers. So if you're going to be in a ski race today, which is where this program originally came from, actually, was my racing friend who was going to be competing internationally. Yes, and she got 3 golds and a bronze, but I knew she was unbeatable anyway. And so I've got her to do these ones where you sway side to side to keep those hip flexors nice and loose, especially if you're slalom skiing or you're in a GS course. You want to keep those exterior hip flexors nice and loose. That's the way. Good. Take another big inhale. Exhale, land on your heels. Good. And on your next inhale, now I want you to look up at the top of your mat. Take a walk, skip, or a jump. Come on up to the top. Beautiful. Inhale to a half lift. So just take your hands, place them below your knees, straighten out your arms, and look straight down at the floor. So you're in a little L shape. This just returns the blood to the body because downward dog is considered an inversion pose, and so all the blood will go to your head. And so we don't want to stand up too quickly. Take a big inhale. Good. Exhale. Now you're just going to bend your knees. Bend your knees. So you got your feet slightly apart. I call it fist width apart. Slightly apart. Bending your knees, draping yourself right over the thighs. You're going to come into a rag doll. So you can either leave your hands on the mat, or if you prefer, you can go ahead and pick up your arms and hold your elbows with opposite hands. Take those nice deep inhalations into the low back and belly.
And on the exhale, just allow the spine to lengthen up and stretch. We're getting right up off those vertebrae. We're putting you into good alignment for the day. Another nice big inhale and an exhale. Allow it to soften and release. Allow the head to hang. Beautiful work. Let's linger here for one more cycle of breath. Nice deep inhale. And a full, complete exhale. Beautiful work. Go ahead on your next inhale. Let's come on back to a half lift, just taking the hands below the knees, straightening the arms, straightening the legs, coming into an L shape as you look down at the mat. You can also have your fingertips touching on the floor. If you like to do a half lift like so, that's fine. Either way, what we're really doing is just, once again, returning the blood to the body slowly. Big inhales, exhale. Now just come into a little forward bend. Hinge forward from the hips. Keep your back nice and straight. We're just going to touch down, a little touch down, boom. We're not going to stay here. Go ahead and on your inhale, press away with the legs on the feet. Come on up to standing. If you need to bend your knees as you're coming up, that's fine. If you can come back to mountain pose with straight legs, that's fine too. Work your way up to standing. Take your time. Catch a big wave. Take those arms right on up overhead and give yourself a little back bend. Spread out your fingers. That's the way. Exhale. Bring the hands down by your sides, palms facing forward. And take another big inhale. And on your exhale, go ahead and bring your palms together at heart center. Thank you for this day. And thank you for joining me. If you have any questions or comments, don't hesitate to reach out. I'm always happy to hear from you and answer any questions you may have. Go get 'em, Tiger.